Hello, welcome to all of you on another round of interview. And this is very powerful interview. If you really want to grow your life, you want to grow your business, then definitely you need to listen till the end. Let me introduce you our guest today. Our guest is Mr. Suresh Shetye. He's a CEO of Bloomstride and Scenarios Management Services. He's executive coach from Action Coach. We'll be talking about that also. He's a business transformation coach with 39 years of corporate coaching experience. 39 years. A lot of you entrepreneurs who are listening, he has experienced more than of your age today. Okay. Just respect that part of it. Suresh is on mission to help 1 lakh entrepreneurs, specifically to SME sector and startup sector, who are stuck to grow their business, make it scalable and profitable. He has done 2000 plus hours of coaching and training of more than 20,000 hours. He is expert in handholding entrepreneurs and business leaders. He has written multiple books. Okay, that's another very powerful thing about him. His first book was The Power of 9 Rules to Accelerate Growth, Blueprint for Business Leaders to Ask and Receive. Okay, and today we're going to talk about a book called Stuck in Business, 5 Exponential Growth Hacks to Achieve 10x Profits. Name itself is so amazing. So thank you very much, Suresh sir, for joining us on this interview today. And let me ask you, very interesting question. The name of your book is very interesting. We say Stuck in Business, 5 Exponential Growth Hacks to Achieve 10x Profit. So how does the name comes to your mind when you were writing, or how did you decide the name of the book?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. And as this is a book we are talking about, the business category book, Stuck in Business. This book particularly I would like to share here is that this is the outcome of not my idea. It was the idea came from one of the clients whose life I have, transformed to the extent because he was struggling in his business for more than 14 years. And then somehow, he got connected with me, and using best of my business coaching scheme, I have made a lot of transformation, not only in his personal life, but also in his, teamwork, entire team proposition, as well as the entire organization. And that was the process where, he was talking to me. He said, why don't you, share this experience with all those business owners who are struggling in their business. They will probably, make it quite useful tips for their business. And that's how the idea came to my mind. However, I also would like to share here, because over the years of over 4 decades, small updates here, it is 42 years I'm into corporate as well as consulting and coaching business. But I have realized that kind of, the suffering that especially those small vendors, when I was working in the corporates, I could see their, struggle. And of course, there was no reason I was in a position to help them. And that's how I decided to take off from my corporate life. And by the way, around 6 years to go for the retirement, I decided to stand on my own and then take up this business consulting and coaching as my full-time profession. And as you rightly said, it is a part of my mission to help 1 lakh business owners. And this is how I'll be able to create that multiple values in their life, 10x value. And this is how this, the idea of this particular book came in my mind. And based on my own experience, transforming the life of my clients, this is all the intake. Of course, for the sake of privacy and protection of identity, I have not disclosed the name of the client and their company. But yes, it is based on the real story of business coaching in terms of what the success it has given.
Wow. So all the listeners, let me tell you first symptom. How do you know that you're stuck in a business? So I want you to go and look at your last 3 years top line and bottom line. Check the revenues and profits. If it is not growing in very healthy percentage, then you're stuck in business. And if you're stuck in business, then go to Amazon and buy this book, read this book. That's where the journey to become profitable in your business will start. The link of buying this book is available in the description box. Please go to the description box and buy this book. Now, we move to the next question, Suresh sir. I also want to know what are the 3 top benefits for the reader who is reading this book. What top 3 things he will learn out of this book?
Before we share about top 3 benefits, let me just share something which could be of a key interest for the readers. Number one, that this book is already a bestseller on Amazon, apart from my first book also. And the second book, this book has also got the best book category award called Golden Award 2022. And this is how, I strongly believe that whosoever who are investing their hard-earned money in my books, I must give them 10x return, 10x value. That's the proposition, and that's a clear-cut idea I have in my mind. Coming back to three benefits, the first and foremost benefit is about the process of transformation. If somebody is looking forward that, yes, I'm stuck in my life, or I'm stuck in my business, or maybe I'm stuck in my job in the corporate, the process is same about the transformation. It begins from the mindset transformation. How to move from a fixed mindset to growth mindset, and finally to move towards the warrior mindset. You act like a warrior and you overcome any challenge. That is the first benefit. The second benefit, when you are looking at the various models which I have used, like for example, if I say a trademark register model which I have used here, this is Business Aura. When we talk about Business Aura, it is all about taking ownership of the business, taking the responsibility and holding ourselves as accountable. When you take ownership of the task or your job or your business, and you held yourself responsible, and of course you are also talking about the accountability, you have full scope to become successful. So this is going to be the second benefit, how to take up the ownership, responsibility, and the accountability. The third aspect is looking at the process of transformation. How this particular client of mine, based on my value proposition, based on my various coaching advices, and based on the conversation. Of course, it was sometimes used to be very tough conversation. Keeping an interest, the larger interest of the business, I have advised him and how he has followed. Whenever he got stuck, he came back to me. I could, provided him a lot of mentoring and all. And that's how he has really progressed. So three things I would like to repeat here. One, in terms of the power of mindset, how you can develop the power of mindset from a fixed mindset to a warrior mindset through growth mindset as a journey. The second, in terms of the model of Aura. And the third is the process of transformation, where to pick up, where to get the best out of it from the business coach. So these are the three benefits that any reader would like to pick up from this book, and they can apply easily not only in the life, but also in their job, career, as well as the business.
Awesome. So it's a very powerful book, the way you heard Suresh sir. I also want to highlight the specific point. He's been very humble to say that, he got Golden Book Awards. I also know that this is a very respected award of the world. This award was also given to people like Gaur Gopal Das, Deepak Chopra, Ashneer Grover. So a lot of big personalities of industry get it. And, if you're seeing that, this book also got this award, it has a lot of value in it. That's why it got an award. So please go ahead and buy that book. I want to ask you about the interesting thing I can see behind you, Sureshji, which is Action Coach. Can you highlight about what is Action Coach and how can you help as an Action Coach for organization to grow?
This reminds me the story of bamboo farming. If you allow me, I would like to share a success story of how a bamboo farming can really make useful in our life. As we know, when we we heard about the farmer who is into cultivation of bamboos, he has to have a lot of patience. He do the seeding job and he has to wait for 4 to 5 years to get the the cash component of the crop. Right? That's the patience required. So what I did over last 3 to 4 years, little more than that, especially during COVID, I have done a lot of investment in terms of learning, in terms of honing my skill as a business coach, business consultant. I got enormous amount of experience of tough cases of the client. Okay, it was very bad to worse kind of thing. And then I kept on helping them. On one hand, I kept on learning new world-class model. And then the stage has come where I have realized that having tried out various platforms of creating my own credentials, online reputation, that was the kind of investment I have made. And then I have reached a stage where I decided that let me now get associated with somebody who is best in the world. And that's how I came across Action Coach. Action Coach, they are #1 brand in the world. based out of US, Las Vegas. And they are number one in, business coaching. Today, they have the presence in more than 97 countries. And the people who are like me, certified business coaches, they are, as low as 2,100 spread over across the world. And we are delivering almost 40,000 business owners in terms of the weekly coaching. And here, the assurance is very clear to the, business owners who are, whether they are startups or the business owners, but if they are looking forward to become successful, we give them guarantee that within 17 weeks, we'll be able to transform their business and they will be able to achieve the growth in the range of, depending upon their annual revenue, it could be minimum 5 crore and it could go up to 100 crore. We have the full system, we have the business model, we have the processes in place, templates, everything. And only thing, the client has to express his willingness, his hunger and his thirst to become successful, to grow the business. And we are all here to support, to help the client to take it to the next level. So this is the beauty of Action Coach. And I'm so proud being associated with Action Coach. And of course, just about a day back, I also got another, opportunity to share my good news that I also become a certified executive coach by the Action Coach. So we'll be able to not only provide best of our coaching services to the business owners, but we'll be able to cover even corporates also, both midterm and large corporates, covering the executive coaching to the CXO level, CEO level, and the top-notch leaderships. This is the beauty of working with the world-class brand, where we talk about the results, nothing else. If you want results, we are all here to deliver that results.
So I know a lot of listeners now, you are getting excited that you want to grow your business to next level, and you feel that Suresh Shetye, executive coach, by Action Coach, Bloom Strides, is the right person. I know you want to know that how do you get connected to him. So Suresh sir, I want to know if any of the listener want to grow their own business and they need your help, how can they reach you? What is the best way to reach you?
Well, I would say they can reach me on my email address. If you allow me, can I type it out in chat box?
Yeah, so you can, so what we'll do, listeners, we will also put this in the description box wherever you're watching this interview. Is it on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn? You can find the email ID in this description box. As well as I would also like to tell you that he has a website called www.sureshshetye.com. Let me spell it for you. SURESHSHETYE.com. This is also available in the chat box. So in the chat box as well as the description box, please go read more about him and get connected to him.
Yeah, small update. I would rather recommend www.boomstride.com, which is the updated one. So I already put it most in the chat box.
Okay, boomstride.com. Okay, so you can go and look at these email IDs and send the email to Sureshji. He will definitely talk to you. He'll help you out on growing your business. Now, Sureshji, I have heard that when people write a book, before the book writing and after the book writing, there are two different perceptions in the market. So would you like to share any specific story or something where how perception of people changed before you were an author and after you became an author?
Okay. I think before I share that perspective, let me just brief you about the world-class practice, what happens in the world. There are three categories of books which are being written by any author. I'm talking about right now non-fiction. You can always extend to fiction as well. Number one category, the book which is being purchased with the hard-earned money by the reader. He gets so much passionate with the books and contents with so much value and insights. He start the book, and of course, based on his convenience, he complete the book. He don't skip any chapter or any para. Right? That is a category A. The category B book, where reader feel that it's not worth reading entire book, but maybe there's some few chapters, few paras, worth referring as and when required. And category 3, third category is the book where someone has purchased that book and then he got into regret mode because there was nothing in terms of worth. So it was a waste of money. When I decided to write a book, it was my old dream as such when I was in corporate. But it was not a, part of my goal. So I did not really put focus because of my, my busy schedule in the corporate, traveling and all. But when I got out of the corporate, I have decided, yes, at the right time, I would like to, write a book. And that right time came during COVID. Most of people were, so much, having, those challenges and, troubles and whatnot. But I look at this as an opportunity because there was plenty of time during lockdown and there was no, business happening because of lack of transport and so on. So I decided to, why not take this opportunity? And I started writing my first book in the month of May 2020. And in 42 days, I have completed my first book having 268 pages.
Wow.
That was being published, on my birthday. So this was one aspect. The second aspect I would like to share here is when we are in the process of writing a book, we have to make sure that whosoever is going to read the book must get 10x value. That is a part of my, you can call this as a DNA, where I strongly believe that whosoever is my client, whosoever is my reader, he must get 10x value so that, there's a worth, something which he should go and apply in his business or in his job. So I came out with a concept called LEP model, LAP. L stands for learning, A stands for application, P stands for practice, and finally E stands for earning. Unless you learn, unless you apply, unless you practice, you can't earn. And this is how the same strategy I've used in my books also, something which will really, being helpful to them. Let me share the success story. Recently, I got my new client as a part of my action coaching. The annual turnover is 600 crores. As a part of gratitude, I've handed over this book as a compliment to him. And he got, booked so much, passionate that he started keeping in his bag. Whenever he travel, he's from Indore. Whenever he's travel out of Indore, Mumbai, and he always carry that book. And he's so passionate. And he said very clearly that, he is going to complete a book. So that gives one, like endorsement, kind of testimonial that, yes, probably I have written the book which falls into category A. I would not like to leave any one particular page, without reading. So that's a passion, something that you have to create the hook. By citing, you are not only about the, the experience, not only about the wisdom, but if you have to mention about the spirit, your soul, that should be, put into the writing. And that's how when I looked at the best of the authors, in the world, those who are named like Mark Twain and all, two names comes in my mind. The first one is, Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway, he used to write only 300 words or maximum 500 words in a day. Whereas, someone like William Faulkner used to write something like 3,000 to 10,000 words in a day. So you can imagine the kind of passion, the kind of spirit was involved. Okay. And that's how really helped, to creating that 10x value. And reader also feel that, okay, something so much takeaway that in terms of the LEP model, learn, apply, practice, and earn. That's the entire, philosophy I have developed while writing the book.
So as now you already launched your book is Amazon and best-selling book. Your book is also has won award. You're a senior author. You've written multiple books. I wanted to give away some one or two important tips for the people who want to write a book. They are writing on the journey. So what kind of discipline or character or anything you want to share with them that will make them a successful author like you?
To become a successful author, first I would like to just share, the data which is published across the globe. If there are 100 prospective authors, they feel that I want to write a book. The data shows clearly that at the end of the day, out of 100, only 4% authors, they become successful in terms of writing the books. Because 86% authors, they set the target, they set the goal, but it remains only in their mind. They never, start even the first page. That is the story of 86%. The reason could be anything, we are not getting into the details. But yes, it requires tremendous amount of self-discipline. You should not be getting into procrastination and any such kind of comfort zone. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable zone. You have to be a highly self-disciplined person. You must have 100% hunger. You must have 100% clarity. You must have 100% focus and of course, 100% action, and finally, discipline. This is the essential element. Ultimately, the data shows, it's a 5% rule. The 5% rule says that only 5% people have the ability to transform themselves, whereas 95% people will struggle to get themselves transformed. So this 5% rule applies even for the authors also, because we have seen so many people, they have the wish, they have the dream, but till their last breath, it remains as a dream. Because if you want to convert your dream into reality, that you have to, devote that kind of sacrifice, that kind of, discomfort, and then only the result will happen. My suggestion to authors is that book writing is a part of your commitment. It has to stem from your heart. It has to stem from your mind. You have to have your reflections clearly indicated what I want, and therefore define the purpose. Why I'm writing a book, for whom I'm writing the book, and ultimately what is that I'm going to deliver. If you are very clear about 5W and 1H before writing the book, I think things will be very clear. And last but not least, your success of a book writing will also largely depend upon who is your partner, who is your companion, and that partner is none other than your publisher. That's the combination. Without a successful winning partnership of publisher and author, I don't think writing book and taking the book to the next level is possible. So luckily, I must cite here with a matter of pride and gratitude that I got into this companionship, the partnership with none other than Wings Publications, super fast publishers, and that has really paved the way for me to inspire, to think differently and how I can create a value. So publisher plays very, very significant role. So I'm thankful to you for your all contribution and your team. Excellent support given to me, and that has really helped me to create these award-winning books. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sureshji. I want to take this question a little more deeper because I personally, I also feel that having a right publisher with you is the game changer. That's how I feel. Even one of the best books can also go into vain if you do not have a right partner, as Sureshji rightly said. I don't want Sureshji to name that publisher, but very few people can understand that. But Sureshji has an experience with good or bad publishers, and sometime you end up making a choice based on maybe price points or any other reason, and you end up into wrong hands. So Sureshji, I want to talk about what was your experience working with your second publisher who was Wings Publication, and how it differed with the difference between that publisher and any other publisher you worked with. Not to take a name for sure, because let's have a professional courtesy there.
I think author has to keep in mind about his personal value system. It starts from the personal value system. And as we know, our personal value system is also have the attachment of our certain ethical practices, our honesty, and so on. Right now, this is the the challenge. If your publisher doesn't match your values, then there's a challenge, and that's what precisely happened with me. And I found, in terms of the commitment was very low, discipline process was, like compromise. And certain, I should say, the bad practices of the profession, right, that I could observe. And that has really, forced me to think about, go for the transition. And I'm so glad, because when you had such a bad and worse experience of a publisher, and then you really, get into someone who is very high in terms of the value system, someone who is very highly practicing the ethics and ethical values, and that really, resonated well with my own value system. So there's a perfect match, and that perfect match really helped you to think about, long-term relationship. So that's what I would say, that, sometimes in order to understand the value of someone who is far better and the best, you also have to understand the value as to somebody who is the worst.
Yes.
That's how it happens.
So true.
Two extremes, like, North Pole and South Pole.
So I would also like to say, as a Wings Publication, we believe in lifelong relationships. So for us, book is not a transaction. We know that it's a dream. It's a dream which we are publishing. So that's why we call it wings, because we want to give wings to our authors, and we live up to that commitment. And somehow value system, Suresh ji, and what we also follow is 10x value, and that's how we are able to do a lot of things. But have a right choice. Don't go by logic all the time. Have gut feeling, because gut feeling never lies. Yeah, definitely you need logic to satisfy the gut feeling, but always give more priority to your gut feeling, because sometimes it is difficult to look at the sheets and comparison charts to decide what is right, what is wrong. So what I liked, what Sureshji said, not only for book publishing, but have your own value system created. You should know what are your values. And whosoever you work, whether it's a publisher or your vendor or your client, match that value system. If the value system is matching, it will create a wonderful long-term relationships. Either it will fall down. So very important advice, Sureshji, for not only for finding a right publisher, but finding all the relationships in life. So I also want to know, do you feel there is a role of a mentor in book writing? Because a lot of people think, book to hame likhna hai, so usme mentor kya karega? Mentor or accountability partner, or so would you like to put a highlight on that point, that what is the role of a accountability partner or a coach or a mentor in book writing process?
Yeah. I would put it this way, as we have seen the role of mentor, you take or a role of mentor, role of coach, whether it is sports or, anywhere you see that it is very significant. But I would put it this two ways, number one, that those who strongly believe that, I can afford mentor or I can have mentor. I have a relationship where I can afford to get someone as a mentor, right? When I share my own experience, I have a different perspective. One, because, it is, I would say, based on my past, I'm more of a self-made person, right? Because I came from very humble background, the low middle class family, came from, such a background where, someone who goes to the school at SSC, 10th standard, and almost my 50% of my classmates never had a footwear, So you can imagine that kind of background. So always, that has really taught us the lesson that, something I have to stand on my own. So as I grow, I started learning. It was more of a self-learning, observation, experimenting, failing, becoming successful. And that's how the journey is. So I really never felt the need of a mentor, because I thought, probably I should something on my own, I should keep on learning. But yes, it's a good idea. In terms of accountability also, there are two forms of accountability. One, we can help someone as a AP accountability partner. But at the same time, I strongly believe that my way of growing is such that I hold myself accountable. So I am more in terms of self-accountability person. And that was a key success, of my results, which I have delivered on various platforms at various milestones. So both the options are available. If you feel that, probably you are a little low in terms of commitment, if you feel that you need someone to remind you, give you a gentle reminder, give you, tinkle alerts, go for the accountability partner. It is a good practice and it really works. But make sure that person who is going to be an accountability partner is more committed than you. Then only it will work, not otherwise.
Okay.
But it really helps.
Yeah, awesome. It's really help, have accountability partner. But I also say that have a mentor or a coach if you really need a big success, and don't worry how will you afford that person, because all the coaches and mentors are highly committed and they know that whatever you're paying to them, they need to make sure that you get 10x value. So don't worry about that part of it. So
one context I would like to just share, because whatever I have expressed and shared, that was more in terms of being an author. But when it comes to business, certainly I would say that, it's better to have a mentor, it's better to have a coach. The reason being, the biggest, gap that exists for most of the businesses and business owners is not having the adequate business management skill. So people are expert in their own domain. They have the passion, they have a big dream, but they don't know how to manage the complexity of the business. This is how, the role of, business coach comes. If I say, as a part of my mission to help, say, 1 lakh business owners, I did not wait there by writing my mission. I launched my video. You'll find in my video channel more than 68 to 70 videos exclusively dedicated to create that business education for the business owners, ranging from 3 minutes video to 8 to 9 minutes video. I also, devise a separate YouTube channel for Marathi speaking, the business owners. There you'll find more than 55, 60 videos are there. So whole idea is what, you have to create that kind of aura in the mind of the business owners by virtue of the mentoring, by virtue of your coaching, by virtue of your consulting. And at the end of the day, what matters, if you really want premium service, if you really want assured results, then you have to be willing to invest a little more. Never consider that as an expenses. It is an investment. When you are getting something ROI, it has to be considered. That's a mistake most of the business owners make. They consider this as a cost and they end up, remaining stuck in the business. Whereas others who are quite novel, very smart, they make the investment and they move forward and they, take the next jump. So that's how the right strategy is required.
Yeah. And I would also say out of the resources you have, even if you have to allocate 80% resource only to having a mentor, you should go for it. I can quickly share a small story. Krishna, when he went to Duryodhan, first say that, you need Narayani Sena or you need Krishna. He said, Krishna kila kya karega? Let me give a Narayani Sena. And Arjun got the Krishna and Duryodhan got the Narayani Sena. And the power of mentor you saw, Bhagavad Gita came out. He was winner. So don't think, how much you need to, don't think in terms of, mentor alone is more powerful than Narayani Sena. Krishna is far more powerful than Narayani Sena. So that's the way role of mentor is also. So don't think too much. You must have a mentor in your life. Now, I also want to go, I will also put a YouTube channel in the description box. I want you to go and subscribe to YouTube channel of Mr. Suresh Ji. He speaks wonderfully well. You'll have a lot of nuggets coming out. It'll help you grow. And if you're on LinkedIn, I read his articles too. He reads awesome articles on business and a lot of areas of life. Please go to LinkedIn. I'll also mark his LinkedIn profile to you. Please go check, have connection with him. Interact with similar kind of mindset people who can help you grow. And even connecting with these kind of people, you see start changing. These people start influencing your mind. They will start changing your life. So YouTube. So now YouTube is a task for you. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Second is send him a connect request, read his articles on LinkedIn. Now, Suresh, I have a small request for all the listeners that, I know it's a wonderful book, powerful book, and I want you to, give a special discount or offer for all the listeners today who are listening and they should buy the book. So what offer can you offer them? What discount offer you can give it to them?
As I mentioned, the book which I've written is based on the real success story of a transformation of my client. And I want, that each and every reader who is looking forward to undergo that kind of transformation, see the success in their business and grow their business to the extent beyond their imagination. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the vivid imagination that we have in our mind. So go forward with the vivid imagination. And I would like to be your, supporting partner. And I would be privileged that based on your submission and the kind of relationship that we enjoy, based on the value-based combination of the relationship, I'll be most happy to extend, which I have not extended so far, but looking at their value, looking at their, the passion and their compassion and the time which they are devoting to watch this, discussion, meaningful panel discussion, I would like to extend something like, 50% discount.
Wow, 50% discount.
I'm sure clients, those readers will be amazed to, go for these books.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. 50% discount, you never get it anywhere. So what I'll do is I'll mark a discount code. So it is not for everyone. Everyone who's watching this interview, you can take the discount code, take this discount code to Amazon, put the discount code in the Amazon, and the price of the book will be slashed by 50% with the permission of Suresh Ji. And then you can enjoy reading, connect with him, grow your business, and grow your life. Suresh Ji, one last question from my side. I want to ask you, who do you want to give gratitude in your life about the book or generally in life? On record, I know you are the person who have a lot of attitude of gratitude. You've been always talking and you always give, gratitude to a lot of people. But on record, I wanted to give gratitude to few important people of your life.
When it comes to, because I'm a practitioner of, law of attraction, I do a lot of coaching, one-to-one coaching on law of attraction, because I'm successfully following this, implementing this for last more than 12 years. I got amazing level of success applying this tool of law of attraction. So therefore, my first gratitude will always be to the universe, because what I find myself today is the value contribution of the universe itself. So my first gratitude to universe. My second and foremost gratitude will be to my elder sister, because she's the one who is very instrumental in forming or, creating me what I was. And, the kind of support that she has given me, not only about the financial, but in terms of being my, she was, of course, she's elder to me by almost 12 years. She's more than a sister. She's more like like a mother. So that is my gratitude, because she is the one who is very instrumental in transforming me to where am I today. So my always this gratitude will be to, and of course my parents, goes without saying, because they have seen that dream. My father has seen that dream. He used to tell me that, okay, now you are studying in Marathi medium, that too in municipal school, right? But I want you to, get proficient in English speaking and English writing. And the locality was such, surrounded by the mill workers, and that was a challenge. But I took this challenge, although both the parents are not alive, but I'm sure they would have been very happy. Absolutely.
Awesome. So, universe sends angels to your life, and those angels are most probably surrounded by you. Just need to identify them. And some angels won't have wings, but you can look at them. They are always with you. So that's how the sister and our parents are. So always give gratitude. And the last shout out for all of you. I'm ordering now to go and buy this book, because I know you are a business owner. I know you are struggling. You need help. The first step, the simplest step can be buying this book, reading a book. If you're really excited and you really want to achieve your dreams, none other than Suresh Shetye is the right person. I know him for many years. And he's the person who will 100% bring change to your life, to your business. So reach to him and he'll be available. And in last, I would like to thank all of the listeners that you be with us for this long time. You heard us till end, and you got the bonus also, 50% discount. So thank you very much for all of you to join in. And more than that, I would like to give discount, a lot of gratitude to Suresh ji, because I know he's very busy. Finding his time is difficult because he has a lot of clients and he's committed to help them grow. I'm very happy he could give us time, speak about a lot of his experiences. He spoke about commitments, he spoke about law of attraction, he spoke about the business book, and he could give so much of important lessons to all of us. Give us the time. So thank you, Sureshji, for coming to the show and talking to all of us. Thank you very much.
Kailash, with your kind permission, I'll just share my closing remarks, if you allow me.
Yeah.
So couple of closing remarks. Number one, when I talk about creating success story for my clients to take their business anywhere in the range of say 5 CR to 100 CR, I'm also open to help them if they are below 5 CR, but really serious and hungry to grow beyond 5 CR. I can help them. My success story, because when I started, around 8 years back after leaving my corporate job, I started my first proprietary company. Today, I'm owning 3 companies.
Wow.
Okay, apart from Boomstead as a partnership firm, my third company is LLP, 355 Growth Learning, where we have come out with the first global online community in the world with the subscription-based, the format of this, particular community, where, the campus students as well as corporate professionals, they are the subscribe members and they are learning a lot on 5 dreams. Number 1, job. Number 2, career. Number 3, health. Number 4, relationship. And number 5, how to live life of abundance. So these are the success stories. Coming back to my second success story, where my new client with 600 crores turnover, he learned about me, he hired me, and now today he is using my multifaceted service, not only as a business coach, but also, I'm delivering training program. As a trainer, I have a strong background of 28 years of training. being trained by none other than Blair Singer, #1 in the world. And number 3, he's also, seeking the psychometric testing, like DISC assessment. I'm a certified professional for conducting DISC assessment. So you can see the multifaceted value that I'm creating for my clients. It's a one-window solution, and a lot of hard work has gone into that. I have invested more than 70 to 72 lakh rupees in my own growth and development, looking forward for the world-class, standards, certifications, and whether it is HR. I mean, that's how phenomenal. So I'm saying, looking at the best book, which I read, that Die Empty by Todd Henry. He says very clearly, before you breath last, you must pass on your wisdom, your knowledge, your expertise to the whole world. And that's what I'm on my mission, to pass on whatever I have learned in last 41 years. I'm here to pass on to my readers, to pass on to my clients, and their life will be transformed to the best extent what they are looking forward. That's what I wanted to say as my closing comments. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Kailash. I'm really grateful to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for joining in, and see you soon again. Thank you, Suresh sir.
Thank you, readers, for your patience and watching this. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.